Welcome to Access a Trader, the #1 community for those who are committed to taking control of their trading in order to achieve success, profitability, and longevity. Thank you for joining us. Here's Dan Shapiro to help you find your edge, master your process, and own your future.
Hey guys, good evening everybody. Welcome to another edition of the AccessATrader.com nightly wrap-up show. Hope everybody is doing well. I was actually not about to do a video tonight. I have a last-minute practice my daughter is having today. She's on the Nike circuit for AAU. She's playing her first event in Virginia this week, so I was trying to fit this in. I didn't know if I could do it, but I still have a few minutes, so I will shoot my best to kind of convey my message. So everybody's doing well, guys. Take a moment out, like the video, share, and hopefully, again, I can continue to point you guys in the right direction. So after yesterday's 2.5% decline, we talked about it all the time, every single time on the video. No matter how bad a market is, the market doesn't go straight down. It's just the knee-jerk reaction happens to every single market. Nice job by the Bulls today. Really nice job by the Bulls. Pretty much made back all their losses from yesterday. Yesterday, you had 2.5% losses all across the board. Today, guess what? You made 2.5% on pretty much all of the indexes from yesterday. So even Steven going out in the day. Day started out really kind of funky. I thought I was seeing things a lot like a lot of people. The first thing I saw when I woke up, and I thought I was seeing things, I go, the U.S. imposes tariffs for 521% on Southeast Asia solar imports. I go, what? 500%? I read that wrong. It was 3,521% on Southeast Asia solar imports. This is the game we're in, guys. This is the absolute game we're in. There was honestly some positive reaction on that news from solar names. You could see First Solar had a really big move out the gate. And then slowly but surely, you started seeing kind of one of these days that it was very eerily quiet, right? Very eerily quiet to about lunchtime, for about 1 o'clock. And then 1 o'clock, I made this, not right before we left, I left the lunch. I go, man, the market, there's just absolutely no news, right? There's no volatility. There's no news. And that's why the market's kind of grinding higher. It's kind of like one of these all grinded higher mornings. And then all hell broke loose. Okay, the Antichrist right here jinxed everything, right? The Antichrist absolutely jinxed everything. As soon as we pretty much settled down for the afternoon and say, well, let's see what happens next, we started seeing the headlines. First headline, right? Coming from the White House. The White House is closing in on an agreement with Japan and India, okay, for massive tariffs. The market starts ripping, right? Absolutely ripping. 2 minutes later, there's a follow-up, but that's not going to happen for at least a couple of months. The market starts imploding, and you can see here around 1 o'clock here on the QQQs. You can see it from 1 o'clock, right? Let me just show you here from right around 1 o'clock. You see this candle here, right? This is 1 o'clock. The Qs literally on that follow-up statement going from we're very close to doing a deal with Japan and India to, oh, this might take a couple of months. The Qs literally went from 447 to 440 in a matter of like 40 minutes. Yeah, that's exactly what was going on this afternoon. And then out of nowhere, then you got some positive news. Assent came out and said, well, we are seeing a de-escalation with China, okay? It's showing some good feelings. It's showing some good vibes. Everything is great. The White House announced we have 18 trade deals on the table. Can we at least get one done, right? We have 18 deals on the table. Everything is great. Everything is great. We started rallying again. Moral of the story is, again, we made back everything. I went into today's session. I said to myself, I want to sell into supply. I did that twice, right? I did that twice. One with NVIDIA, broke even on the trade. One with Amazon, lost like 25, 30 cents, whatever it was. And then Coinbase broke out. Okay, it's very tough to find a stock that's breaking out. But we talked about Coinbase last week. This really tight range. Stock got above The 180 level confirmed that 2 weeks ago, Wednesday highs of 184 really put a big move. Again, you have to go back to Bitcoin, right? Really have to go back to Bitcoin, that it's actually held up very well, and it's broken back above a 2-week range. So all these stocks, the Coinbases of the world, the MSTRs of the world, the Mayers of the world, the Riots of the world, performed very well. We noticed several buyers came in for the 200 weeklies, and you can see here, this is the first close above the 34 EMA. The next supply is literally, that 200, 203 level, which is the 50-day moving average on Coinbase. So if Bitcoin continues to build overnight and doesn't give back any of its gains, you should see a move on Coinbase in the next couple of days, at least testing the 50-day moving average around that 200, 202 area as well. Obviously, the big story of the afternoon is Tesla, right? So if you guys remember last quarter, Tesla came out with a crappy ass quarter, right? One of the worst quarters, if you guys remember, in a very long time. The initial reaction was like down 10, and then Tesla rallied for the next 2-3 days, which is, obviously a good sign, brushing off bad earnings. So you had earnings coming out this afternoon, and the question was, well, what's going to happen, right? Because again, like we talked about, there was very little enthusiasm going into Tesla's quarter. And if you read the numbers, pretty bad, man. I mean, really bad. So they were released after the close. They missed their earning estimates by 17 cents, which was a 39% miss. Their revenues were a lot lighter, about 10%. Didn't really say anything great. However, when you look at the stock after hours, right? You look at the stock after hours, the stock is flat, right? The stock is flat. So the question is, well, is that kind of the same thing that happened last quarter? Bad news is kind of digested. We expected bad news. Everybody thought bad news was going to happen. The bad news came out and the stock didn't react negatively. On the surface, yes. Now, question is, will Elon mess this up on the conference call? Because yes, on the surface, right now you're watching the video, it's about 4:35, about 35 minutes after the close, and Tesla's pretty much unchanged. Okay, we don't know where the stock is going to be by the time you see this call. But yes, on the surface, is the stock flat after this horrendous quarter? I would say that's a good thing. But would it really surprise anybody that by the time you see this video, it's down 10 or up 10? I wouldn't. But for tomorrow, for the sake of tomorrow, the fact that it is pretty much unchanged, I think we got to watch this thing. We got to watch this thing over to see if it could reclaim back the 10-day moving average tomorrow, which is basically the April 17th range. Or if it starts losing today's channel, then yes, if it starts losing today's channel, I will be a seller of the stock, because I do believe there's a potential to test the bottom of this daily range. But again, at least on the surface, it looks fine. At least the reaction, that their earnings were dismal, but it looks fine on the surface. Basically about up 50 cents flat on the day. The group that really didn't participate, considering how bad they were on the downside, is semiconductors, right? Look at AMD up 70 cents. We were up 2.5%, right? You have Nvidia, right? You have Nvidia up couple of bucks after this massive decline. If you look at the overall semiconductors, right? All right, they were up, I guess, right? But again, that's the group, right? That's the group that if we come in and we start giving back this move from today, that's the group you want to watch. You want to watch this group to the downside on the previous on today's channel, because if we start losing today's channel, we start going back to yesterday's channel, and that is going to be a problem. So you have Bitcoin names acting very well. Again, we talked about Coinbase, MSTR has been on a really extraordinary run. The stock didn't break out today. The stock broke out, if you guys remember, 2 weeks ago when it reclaimed back the 304 level on the 50-day moving average. Again, that's the whole point of the 50-day moving average. Once the stock reclaims it back to the upside and it stays above it, it's probably going to go higher, and that's exactly what happened. You're talking about it nearly what, a 10% move, a little bit more than 10% move in the last 2 weeks on MSTR. You have Mara first close today above the 50-day moving average. If you're watching the smaller Bitcoin plays, watch Mayer tomorrow. If it could confirm today's range, you got Riot, right? You got Riot, not as good as the Mayer or Coinbase chart. It's going to need a little bit of work, but if it can get back above the 20-day supply, and again, that's probably the redheaded stepchild. You want to start, you want to continue to go with the leaders. But if it can get back above the 20-day moving average, it should play catch up as well. Some other names today that reported, you had Chipotle, right? You had Chipotle, not great, not good. What else did you have today? Let me see what else we got going on today. You got ENPH, right? You got ENPH on a conference call, stock getting smoked here. ISRG reported as well, getting smoked here as well. Tomorrow, let's see. Tomorrow we got Texas Instruments tomorrow. Okay, we have TXN tomorrow. We have NOW tomorrow, ServiceNow. We got Lam Research. We got IBM. Excuse me, we got Chipotle tomorrow. Okay, we got Chipotle tomorrow and Boeing as well. So again, I really don't read into a lot of today's day. Again, when we talk about a sell-side environment, we know, again, markets don't go straight down. The market is going to eventually catch a bid. Look, if the bulls want to maintain this little bounce here, we're going to have to reclaim back 448. 448 was the highs from 2 days ago on the Qs. If we can start building back 448 on the upside, then yeah, well, we should get another move to the 455. So for tomorrow, folks, you got 448, very, very big level if the bulls want more upside. But if we start losing 437 to the downside, we're going to start to retest yesterday's level as well. So I kind of wanted to do a really quick update. I have to run out right now. We got a 2-hour training session. And tomorrow, again, let's see how Tesla reacts. Again, right now, unless Elon says something really, really stupid, stock is basically flat on the session. But again, tomorrow I will be watching for the reclaim from a 2 days ago high. And obviously, if it gives it up, I will be watching today's lows as well. Guys, God bless everybody. Have a great night. Nice to spend a few minutes with you. And God's help, I'll see you all in the field tomorrow.